the night of the curlew. In the earliest years at Bellevue, I was always bringing birds or animals home to tame them for pets. I can remember on one occasion bringing home a curlew chick. Being a night bird, he was quiet during the day, but at night I had to shut him up.
Yeah, so this is our grandfather's memories.
Inside the house to save him from the native cats. When everything was quiet, he would begin to call. Soon the bush outside would be alive with the weird scream of what sounded to be every curlew in the land around our house. After putting up with noise for a few nights, much to my disgust, my parents ordered me to take the little curlew outside and let him go. We do not hear curlews very often now, but when I remember the awful noise made by the one lonely little curlew inside the house and all his frantic relations answering outside, I can sympathise with my parents. That's it.
All right. Okay. So what do you remember about grandfather, Robert? Just so describe him. He was only about 5 foot. What was he? 5 foot.
5'8", something like that.
Yeah, was he that high? I don't think he was that tall.
Might have been that high. I don't know. I can't remember really.
No, he was probably only about 5 foot. 5'5" or something. He was only short. Okay, so
grandfather, I always remember him. He's always never seemed to get annoyed at anything, but always gentle with his animals, always good with any of his stock, looked after him.
Yeah, he had his. He used to love his old horse, didn't he?
Oh, he enjoyed his horses. But I can remember, I can remember a draft horse that grandfather used to hook up to the dray. We go out. I can remember going all over Melinga with him in the dray. I've been in places you wouldn't even take a vehicle in a dray.
Yeah, I remember being in that dray too. Yeah.
Taking the salt flick down to
the second bore.
The second bore or the first bore, and all the different places you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Grandfather, as you say, he was a gentle sort of guy, but very very rugged little man, wasn't he? He rode a horse right up until he died, basically 87. And I remember being in the sheep yards with him when I was only a teenager, and he was an old man in his 80s, and he would grab hold of the big wethers, which were quite big strong sheep, and he'd grab hold of them and drench them or dag them or whatever he had to do. And he was quite a fit old man, even though he had a skin condition, and he probably had a bit of arthritis. But 5 days a week he would get on his horse, didn't he?
Yeah.
5 days a week, and as the horse got older, grandfather walked more, and so the old dog and grandfather and the horse, they would wander off into the hills, because Melinga was quite a hilly property at the back, quite high. You'd call them mountains, wouldn't you, at the back of the place? So how many, on today's standard, how many? Those mountains they'd be 300 metres or more, wouldn't they?
It'd be 300, yeah.
Yeah, probably 350 metres high.
Yeah.
And but grandfather would wander around, and there was also Melinga was a lot of beautiful black basalt country, but there was a lot of boulders and rocks and things about as well. And so grandfather would wander off 5 days a week on his horse or walking beside his horse, going to check the bores and any daggy sheep or anything that was going wrong. And then on Saturday, there was a tradition. You'd get in the old Ford, what, the main line or custom line at the time? Custom line? Yeah. Jump in the old side valve V8 Fords that they used to drive. I think they were made in Canada in those days. And they jump in the old Ford, 3 on the tree, plant the foot, head down the gravel road, 8 miles to town. And then grandfather would get out of the car. He would then stand on the bank corner, New South Wales bank corner, with 3 or 4 of his contemporaries, and they'd yarn away while the ladies went into the shops and did the shopping. And of course, in those days, the ladies didn't have to carry the bags out to the car. They just gave the order over the counter. The retail grocery people would collect the order and deliver it to your car, because you didn't lock your car either. They would just go and put it in your car, and when you came back from walking around town, your groceries were there ready to go. Yeah, so that was the tradition. Saturday morning was shopping, taking ladies to town. And then the lunchtime they'd head home and then have a nice leisurely Saturday afternoon and Sunday. And sometimes in the early days, I remember, they used to have church at grandfather and grandma's house too.
Yeah. Used to be church, different homes.
Used to be church up and down the different roads around there. And of course, one of the other exciting things at that time was the party line. The old telephone, which was basically a bit of number 8 wire strung between a few posts, and